Well, originally I wanted to build a teardrop trailer to tow behind my 34 Dodge, but the Alcan's got too many frost heaves and parking a trailer in tight spots is problematic. And I had this 34 Chrysler sedan that was big enough to sleep behind the seat, so I sort of put a teardrop trailer behind it. The Alcan Cruzer is based on a basic street rod. It has a 350 Chevy engine with all modern running gear on it, independent suspension, cruise control, power windows. It lacks air conditioning. That's about the only modern feature it lacks. And with the teardrop trailer type setup in the back, it's sort of a hot rod camper is what I call it. Yeah, it's been Alcan tested.
That's awesome.
And I named it the Alcan Cruzer because we cruised it up and down the Alcan to get to the lower 48 states, where we went to car shows and events in Canada and lower 48. That was the oldest street rodder in Alaska, Ross Jardine. I guess the main reason why I built this was I had my 34 Dodge Coupe at a car show event in Canada, in Banff, Canada, where it was staged at a provincial park, and everybody brought tents or little teardrop trailers or small campers and spent the weekend. We didn't have a tent, so we had to go to a motel each night, and we missed a major part of the event. So I returned home, and I kept thinking about building a trailer and realized I had this 34 Chrysler. There was room to sleep behind the seats, so I fabricated the teardrop section on the back and have enjoyed it ever since. I always liked to travel. Yeah, I always liked to travel, you know, and we drove up in '74, you know, and yeah. You know, it's a good way to see America. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, just 15 seconds here. I'm gonna get right back into the galley and the interior of this incredible trailer. I just wanted to introduce you all to our channel. My name's Drew. I'm the one behind the camera in this episode. We're all about small camper trailers and just helping you get outdoors with some tips and tricks to make it easier and more fun out here. If that sounds like something you're interested in, make sure you subscribe below for more of these videos.
The first trip with the Alcan Cruzer was, I think, 2002. Most of the highway was paved by then. The first time I came up with a '64 Chevy pickup, it was all gravel. It took us 10 days to drive it. And I've driven it in 2 days with my 34 Dodge Coupe back in '94. And it's a paved superhighway today. You just have to watch the frost heaves. Street rodding is a fun family event, and I've got a saying: keep the street in street rodding, drive it. There's more fun in driving a car than polishing a car, and I'm a true believer in driving a car. And the Alcan is a rough road, but they can be driven with any vehicle. I have 3 sons, twins, Matthew and Landon. They're sort of follow my footsteps with cars. And my oldest son, Jason, he's not into cars. He's making the Army a career. But in '94, I took my sons down the Alcan, one, because we only had a 2-seater car, and we went to a street rod meet in Louisville, Kentucky, where they had 13,000 street rods. And they switched seats. The one twin flew back home, and the other got to drive the Alcan with me. And they both wanted to have street rods, so for the next 2 years, we built a 34 Terraplane for Matthew and a 47 Crosley for Landon, and we drove those down the Alcan in 1997, and we spent 38 days on the road going to different car shows throughout the lower 48 in Canada. And they still have their cars today. Alcan Cruzer, Alaskan, Canada. You know, Alcan Highway. So I built it to drive the Alcan Highway. Yeah, yeah. Over the years, I've taken it up and down the highway, this vehicle and other vehicles that I've had. So I've lost count. But I'd say this one's probably been on the highway 6 times. I've taken it as far as Florida and wintered in it for 2 winters and brought it home. And last few years I just haven't used it. I'm getting up in the age, and the road seems to get longer and longer, although I'd like to take another trip, but I doubt I will. It draws too much attention, actually. What I found traveling lower 48 while I was single, I would pull into a rest area, and before I could get to the restroom, there'd be people surrounding the car asking me questions. So I learned that I had to park as far away from the restroom as I could so that I could use the facilities before I got stuck there answering questions about the car. To build the Alcan Cruzer, I spent 2 years, mostly working in wintertime on it, for a total of about 2,000 hours. So if you figure what shop labor rate would be to fabricate something like this and multiply it by 2,000, you could see it'd be a very pricey vehicle. I do have it up for sale. I'm up in the years. I haven't used it in the last 4 years, and I'm offering it for $40,000. That's probably at least a third of what it would cost to duplicate it if you paid somebody. It is a one-of-a-kind individual vehicle. I know the market's very small, but it's a good vehicle for one individual that would enjoy it. It's one of a kind. Yeah, there's nothing like it at all. There's no set street rod. You know, everybody's individual. You know, they do their individual thing. You can buy a kit car or something, but most are owner built. You know, like this. Yeah. The last trips I've taken with the Alcan Cruzer is down the Seward to go halibut fishing. The boats leave 6 a.m. in the morning, and I live about 160 miles away, so we would go down the night before, camp in the Alcan Cruzer, and then get up to go halibut fishing in the morning, and then drive home when we come back from the boat. So it's a fun vehicle, and it's a multi-purpose vehicle. We use it for transportation also.
So if you guys enjoyed that interview style of video, I have a playlist here with 3 videos of overland trailers. 2 of those 3 videos are an interview style very similar to this. If you're new to the channel, I also have a playlist here that has gear that we recommend for small camper owners, just to help you out here have a more enjoyable, comfortable trip. For those of you new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, and if you enjoyed this video, please share it with others. Like Otto said, he's selling this thing, so if you know somebody who'd be interested, let them know. All right, safe travels to you all, and see you soon.